Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna have more of a less edited video, and it's gonna be more of a explanation and information type video. So it's not gonna be a too much edited video. I'm not gonna be playing any games today, nothing like that. I'm gonna be explaining you guys, okay, how I got to 2100 ELO for all time controls without barely studying. Okay, I'm talking about I got 2100 ELO Rapid, 2100 ELO Blitz, and 2100 ELO Bullet. Okay, and I'll be chatting about just gonna be more of a chatting type of video. So if you're not interested, then I don't know what to say. But if you're below 2100, I really think you should watch this video since this can really help you, especially if you're below 2100 and you don't have time to study that much. So you're below 2100, and I guess maybe you're in work, maybe you're in school, or something like that, and you don't have much time to study chess or kind of really understand the fundamentals of reading books, of studying grandmaster games, of doing all that type of studying stuff to be high elo. I'm gonna be explaining you bare bones how to get a high elo over 2000 elo. Okay, how to get over 2000 elo without studying that much at all, and maybe spending maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day just going over some positions, and not even every day. Maybe spend 30 minutes to an hour a week going over some things, every week going over some openings. So I'll be walking through how did I really get to 2100 elo for all my ratings with barely any study. I studied a little bit, yes, but without barely any, I mean barely any study for chess. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video today. And again, it's going to be less of a games video. I'm not playing any games today. I'll just be chatting and talking about how I got these milestones. So starting off, my bullet here, as you see here, is 2107. My blitz, I'll go to my blitz. It's 2100. And my rapid here is 2109. So all my elos, as you see here, are either 2100. They're all over 2100 except for my blitz, which is just 2100. So the first thing I'm going to walk you through, okay, is I'm going to talk about people who are, I guess, low, and I mean low elo, like I guess between 500 elo and between to 1000 elo, okay? I think the first thing everybody should do before they do anything is play games. And it's going to sound weird, but play as many games as you can. Okay, before you go to bed, if you really love chess, this video is really dedicated to people who love chess, but they just don't have time to study or go through all that work. But they love chess and they love playing games. So the first thing to do for 500 to 1000 elo, or even above that, just any elo below 2100 or 2000, just play games. And I mean play games. I don't care what people say that playing a lot of games doesn't make you better. No, yes it does. It really helps you improve pattern recognition. It helps you really get positions, okay? So really, and I mean this, play as many games as possible a day. As many games as you can, okay? Don't overplay if you don't feel like it, and obviously if you're getting tilted, but play as many games as you can, okay? Really, and analyze, if you can, analyze the game using Stockfish when you finish. And I mean, not analyzing like in the studying sort of way where you spend like hours studying the position. No, just go through game review or go through some sort of, I guess if you don't have game review, then just find an engine and plug your moves in and just kind of look at each move and obviously look at your mistakes. And you don't really have to care too much about everything specifically. Just kind of look through the big parts of the game where you were sure, okay, I messed up here. Okay, I should have done a better move here. Or even positions where like, oh, I played super well here. Or was this just a mistake? Like, how did I get in a good position? Just think about those small sort of things. And the game review should be done in maybe like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. Like just that's it. Just 5-6 minutes game review for each game. That's it. Okay, and play as many games as possible, as many blitz games. If you want to improve a rapid, play as many rapid games. Okay, just keep on grinding, keep on going, in everything. So that's my first tip of advice. For, I guess this could be also related to people who are above 1000. I'm just talking about people that are below 2000 for now. Yeah, first piece of advice: play games, and maybe if you can, go to game review and just analyze it for 5-6 minutes, looking at the very key things I just told you to look at. Okay, and that's the first thing. So once you have done that, okay, so once you have played a numerous amount of games, and I mean a numerous, as much as possible, every time you go to the chessboard, okay, every single time, do not sit there and analyze Grandmaster games. Do not sit there and go through chess.com lessons. Do not sit there and just start reading books, okay, about chess. Sit there and play games, because doing something is the best form of actually learning the skill, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is when you go on your computer, actually play games. And I mean, obviously focus on the game that you're playing, okay? If possible, okay? I guess maybe put some music in your ears, maybe put some video or something. Just put something that helps you to concentrate, or not even concentrate. Just put some music or some fun thing. Because chess is also fun. Put some sort of music or something that you can just nicely vibe with while playing before you go to bed, in the morning, in the day, obviously whenever you want to play. But please start off with that, all right? And after you, and I'm putting a very big emphasis on that. So after you play as many games as possible, then maybe after you reach a specific rating. So I guess, okay, so what happens if you play a lot of games is you have pattern recognition. And at a specific point, you'll start gaining. And if you want to gain fast, keep on playing games, okay? But after you feel like you played enough games where your just mind's like you think you've seen everything, which you haven't. But you think you've seen a lot of things, okay? And you have some sort of solid understanding of what mistakes you're making, the games, and I guess kind of how your game works, I guess your games work and all that stuff, okay? Then look at very specific openings, okay? And if you just heard what I said at the beginning and you just skipped and you left the video, then I have nothing to say to you, okay? You have to watch the entire video to really learn how to get a good rating in chess, okay? Because it's important, this advice, because every person has told you, and I'm being very honest with you, every person has told you to just sit and analyze, sit and read books, okay, when you start off. But no, please play as many games as possible, okay? And what I'm saying, once you figured out that you played enough games for a day, and you're like, okay, I played games, I'm kind of tired of playing games, now I want to do something else. Then look through very, very specific openings, okay? And I mean very specific ones that are kind of tailored to your interests. So if you've watched some videos, obviously people watch chess. If you're interested in chess, obviously you're watching chess. So find specific openings you're interested in. For me, it was the Scotch game, and it was the Caro-Kann. So I picked one opening for white, one opening for black. Obviously, if they played another opening, then I would just kind of like BS my way into it, which I'll explain a little bit later. But pick one or two solid openings for white and one or two solid openings for black, okay? And my suggestions is to pick an opening, especially when you're younger. Especially if you're a beginner. Pick an opening where you can control the center, okay? Like the Scotch is a very good opening. E4, D4, F4, some sort of C4 lines. Just everything where you can put as many pawns as you can in the center. Your knights out, your bishops out. Everything should be in the center, like the perfect position. Create a position like that and go from there. So look at a couple openings for black, look at a couple openings for white, and start, again, playing games. But instead of just playing games mindlessly then, this is after you had already practiced playing games. Start playing games a little less mindlessly and start kind of putting your openings into your games and kind of thinking about the opening principles, like I told you about, central control, and really making that into your games. And what I was saying earlier about BSing your opening. Let's say you're playing, right, and the person plays the perk for black, and you're like, whoa, I can't play Scotch. I can't play Scotch anymore, or the Italian, or whatever opening you're talking about. Then my suggestion, which I just stated previously, is to still focus on central control. So if they play the perk, okay, so if they do any kind of fiend out of the bishop, like B6 or G6 for black, then my suggestion is just go straight for the center. Knights develop, bishops develop, okay, castle, pawns, okay, just create a perfect, nice central position, and then go from there and try to find all the tactics you were kind of looking at throughout your games you've been playing, and really incorporate into those games. That's my second thing. First, play more games. Okay, start off with playing games. Doesn't matter how much you're using. Start off with playing games. Second, then look at some openings and play more games. So look at some very specific openings. You don't have to study that much. Just look at the main principles of the openings and then go back and start playing more games. All right? Now, my third piece of advice, okay, for beginners. And I'm actually going to walk you through this because I'm not going to stay here and rant. So first two pieces of advice are that, right? I told you. Now, after you've played a lot of games, after you've studied some openings, but you're still realizing you're not really improving that much, I suggest looking at some of chess.com's offerings, and I use chess.com because I have a membership, but Lee Chess probably has the same thing, okay? Puzzles. Puzzles, 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 as everybody would say. Not puzzle battle, not puzzle rush, not daily puzzle. Okay, I guess daily puzzle is fine. But not puzzle rush, not puzzle battle, not custom puzzles, all right? Not classroom, not end games, not practice, not aim chess. No, none of this. And don't focus on chess immediately if you're, at least in my opinion, okay? If you're starting off, do puzzles. Do you see right here? Puzzles. For Lee Chess, it'd be obviously they obviously had puzzles too. So do find puzzles. If you can't do unlimited puzzles, chess.com, do Lee Chess puzzles, and really sit there. I'm basically gonna go over one example. Okay. So if you go to my puzzles, all right. And by the way, so this puzzle rating is not really accurate. I was 3,000 puzzles, but I just tilted. But that's after I reached like a pretty high rating. But I started tilting my puzzle rating a little bit. So I'm pretty bad puzzle rating right now, at least in my opinion. All right. So this position, I'm gonna walk you through one puzzle, okay? And let's think about what we can kind of do in this position, okay? And I'm gonna show you the kind of the kind of thinking process you should use while doing as many puzzles as possible, okay? And this is not really called studying. This is just called having fun, just doing puzzles. Instead of playing games, just do puzzles. That's it. That's all I'm just trying to say. All right. So in this position, all right, our queen's hanging here, right? His bishop's also hanging here. So we have to find something that can save the queen, but can also attack the bishop, right? Because we can't take the bishop because he takes our queen. So there's one move here that I already found. Okay, there's one secret move here that actually works. Only one solution, as I say. Takes some calculation, but there's one solution. And this is me after doing a bunch of puzzles, playing a bunch of games, and doing a bunch and studying some openings, okay? But openings doesn't matter in this type of thing. But this is me after playing a bunch of games and really looking at these type of tactics, okay? Puzzles, games, everything. I can figure out the solution to this in 5 seconds. And if you can't figure it in 5 seconds, it shows you have not played enough games, you have not studied, the opening principles that I talked to you about, and you have not done enough puzzles, and you've not done enough tactics training using the puzzles, because the puzzles can help you do the tactics training, okay? So in this position, what is one thing? I told you, the queen's hanging, the bishop's hanging, okay? One move here. And that move is queen b7. That's the entire puzzle. That is a very bare bone puzzle that, again, this is a very easy puzzle for me, but I bet for some of you didn't get that. All right? This is a very crucial move because they can't move the bishop anywhere because their queen's going to be hanging, right? And they can't, obviously they can't move their bishop anywhere, right? And if they can't move their bishop, I'll take it. And that's kind of the thing. So I'll just be up a bunch of material. Like, I guess let's say I do this or something. They can't move their bishop. They go here. I just take the free bishop. Okay? I'll go through one more puzzle with you, and then we're going to talk about something else. So this puzzle. All right. Think about this position very carefully. Okay? He's checking us, right? Remember, bishop, king, check. This is called a check to really beginners. All right? Our knight's here. Knight can move in L shapes, right? It can attack this. It can take this bishop, right? We can even threaten some. We can't threaten anything. The only moves we have, really, are bishop here, protecting the check. Queen here, protecting the check. Knight back, protecting the check. King here or king here, okay? There's a bunch of options. But really think about it and use your brain in this position, all right? What move makes the most sense? Does moving your queen in front make the most sense? No. Does moving the bishop here makes the most sense? It could be. He probably just trades off, and we have a good position. But the point of puzzles and tactics training, which the puzzles kind of do, is to not do simple things, just blocking a check. Wow, you blocked a check, great. So now you can move on to the next puzzle. No. The point of puzzles is to get you thinking in a totally different way, okay? So in this position, what is the move here? I'll give you 5 seconds. All right. Give you the answer. The move here is taking the bishop. And you might wonder, are you dumb? Taking the bishops, what? Bro, are you dumb? Like, you remember saying, are you dumb, right? No. Now, what do we get now? The knight has moved here, all right? You might think it's such a trade-off, and we just trade everything off. Like there's no point of the puzzle. Well, Have you noticed his king now has a diagonal here where I can check it? Yes, of course. Queen check. But not winning the knight, though, because the knight can't hop back to its original square. You notice we have a pawn here, right? We can push the pawn. And now you realize the knight cannot move since it's stuck. If it moves, I take the king. It's stuck in this position. So it's stuck in this very, isolated position. It can't move, obviously. It's pinned. It's called a pin to the king. All right, so I was just saying I'll do one more, but I'll actually do one last puzzle. Just 3 puzzles, okay? 3 puzzles. All right, this is a very tricky position, actually. So this is a position where we have a pawn, we have a queen, and he has a queen. So if we don't be careful in this endgame, he could end up drawing with us. And basically how he draws here just gives us unlimited checks, okay? And we want to find a winning position ASAP, okay? That's the whole point of this position. Like our goal is to find a winning position as like ASAP. All right. So look here, I already found the answer. And again, like 5 seconds, because I've studied tactics. I've not studied it. Like I've done puzzles. I have played a lot of games. I have analyzed my games. I've figured this position out already, like from the book. In my head, I've already grasped the position. All right. So there's one move here that works. That's it. Or there's also other moves, but the one move really wins the position over here. Think about it. His queen's here. We have a bunch of checks. We have this check. We have this check. We have this check. We have so many checks here. But what is the check that will really, really work here, right? And maybe we can even win his queen since his king is on the black diagonal. So if we can somehow get our queen to this square or this square, right, we can check the king winning its queen. So what happens if we give this check? Check. Now, the king moves down on one of the black diagonals. So where do we go? One move here. Queen h2, queen takes on b8. That's the position. And that's, again, I found that in 5 seconds after doing a bunch of tactics training. And again, I'm a little bit underrated right now. My real rating is 3,000 for puzzles. But these puzzles are good for intermediate beginners too. All right. So third thing I told you about is to do puzzles. All right. And we just walked through a couple of the puzzles. And the puzzles really can help your tactics training. Okay. That's really important. The puzzles can really, really help your tactics training. Okay. And again, this is not studying. All this stuff I'm trying to say is not studying. You're just playing chess. You're having fun. Studying means you're reading grandmaster books. You're really analyzing positions. You're watching and you're trying to, cognitive, and kind of think about something. Okay. So I have 2 more tricks now. I'm not going to make this video too long, but I have 2 more tricks that I'm telling you, if you use all these tricks I told you today, in the next maybe 6 months to a year, if you're 1,000, you'll be 2,000. Okay, I guarantee you that. If you're 1,500, you'll be 2,200, maybe 2,100. I don't know. If you're 500, you'll be at least 1,500 or 1,400 or even more than that. It depends how much you do. But really use the strategies I told you. So starting off with, what's the first strategy? First strategy is play a lot of games. Okay, as much as possible, as much as you can. Second strategy, analyze the games, and if you don't have game review, just obviously use there's many different types of engines you can use out there, and just don't spend too long, maybe 5-6 minutes, just kind of going through some of the mistakes you made during the game. And basically what happens what your mind does is, as you keep playing more and more games, your mind can process it, right? And every game you play, your mind has a different way of processing it and saying, okay, it has a new kind of system that the mind can put into I don't know what I'm saying, bro. No, so the mind can process, right, a position, and in the next game, if you have a similar position, what will happen is basically your brain will process, oh, this happened in the other game. Oh, so I can use this in the next game. So basically what it'll do is you have kind of inner workings that will happen in your brain in a way, so you'll have more tactics, you'll have more tactics recognition, and more puzzle recognition during games, because your mind will process those positions easier in the middle of a game. I said it really weirdly, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, again, first things, play games, analyze games, okay? Analyze games, but not to the extent where you're struggling, okay? Puzzles, tactics training. Tactic training is using puzzles. Do as many puzzles as possible, okay? That's the third. So that's my third step. All right. Fourth step, baby. Okay, fourth step is this. All right. I'm kind of tired of talking. Okay, so fourth step. Okay, play bots. Okay, and again, bots. It's kind of like an underrated thing of chess.com. Or of anything. Basically, people that tell you to, or you can gain. Or a lot of people tell you that you can gain ELO really quickly, right? But a lot of people don't tell you to play bots. I've never heard any person tell you to play bots ever. Okay, play bots. Like, actually click on this. Okay. And as you see here, I've played a lot of the bots. Like, I played a lot of the top player bots. As you see right here, I've actually beat all of them. Because there's actually a trick to beat one of them. But you can check one of my other videos. But that was just for fun. But actually play bots. So if you're more, obviously, if you're less savvy at chess, then you can start off with the beginner bots, obviously. And if you're new at chess, and you just keep on working your way from the beginner, intermediate, advanced, master. There's no point playing athletes. Just go through like the struggle. Go through beginner first, then intermediate, then advanced, and master. And again, this should happen at the time you usually play chess. So do not make this like work. Do not make this like a study. Just have fun playing the bots and keep on going through each bot. Like, start off with Martin, then go to Wayne, then go to Fabian, and move on. Go play the beginner bots, play the intermediate bots, play the advanced bots. Like, for me, I haven't played all these bots. And I actually kind of make a mistake. I kind of made a mistake in my learning. But luckily, I did a lot of puzzles and a lot of games. Like, way too many games that I've kind of gone past that for now. But if you're if you're more beginner at the game, then please work through bots. And actually play bots in the time you'd regularly play chess. Unless you have like 12 hours so that you can play chess, which basically nobody has. Okay. So, again, beginner bots, intermediate bots, advanced bots, master bots, and then if you can, play even some of the top players. Like, I had so much fun playing Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru, okay? And I had a lot of fun playing them, and it was a really, really fun games. And, again, I played those in the time I'd play a regular chess game. Again, so fourth, play bots, okay? Now, for my final piece of advice for all players, it's going to be very, very, very common, and a lot of chess streamers or chess people have said this. Watch chess, but don't be too picky on who you watch, okay? If you find someone interesting, like Gotham Chess, or Daniel Naroditsky, or, I don't know, just any person you find interesting, any streamer or content creator you find interesting. Like, for me, I actually do find some of Levy's videos interesting. I watch some smaller creators, too, for chess, so I don't watch all the bigger creators. But find somebody that's a higher rating than you, like International Master or Grandmaster or something. But please don't be too picky and say, oh my God, so Levy's an IM, but oh my God, Daniel Naroditsky is a GM, so so he'd be smarter than Levy. The thing is, like, in my opinion, I'm not sure people are gonna say, Levy just has a more fun way. And please do not start a war in the comments, okay? But Levy is just more of a fun way of teaching chess, especially to a lot of beginner/intermediate players. So please do not be picky on who you watch, but just watch people and really enjoy the game, like watching and learning, and maybe even watching some of the chess.com tournaments. Just keep consistently watching some of the top events or some of the events, or just watch streamers that are higher than you, that are higher elo than you, and eventually, after maybe a year or so, you will start getting some of that, I guess some of that personality, I guess some of that chess playing in your head, okay? To a point where if you're doing puzzles, if you're playing a lot of games, if you're doing game review, if you're playing bots, and if you're watching streamers at a point that are actually higher rating than you, then I'm telling you, you will gain ELO, okay? It will take maybe a little bit of time. I'm not telling you there's a hack, but it will take time. But I'm telling you, come back to this video after a year and let me know how much ELO you gained after learning. After learning, all the tips I've told you today. Yeah, sorry for this longer video and less of a fun video today. I just wanted to state a couple of the things I was kind of asked about a lot in my streams. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. To everybody that's here, this is an explanation on how to gain ELO and to gain a lot of ELO. Okay? From any range below 2100. Any range. And everybody should be getting 2000 ELO plus in the next couple of years, after using the same tricks I've told you in this video. And just a quick piece of advice, I'm going to be releasing a music video very, very soon. And it's going to be nothing to do with this video, but it's going to be a fun video then in case you want to watch. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that sub button, hit that like button. And again, please let me know if this video is helpful to you, and if you find the tips I've told you kind of helpful. But yeah, without further ado, thanks for watching. Peace out.